Welcome to another exciting show of transformation. Prosper with Wayne, creating wealth, health, and happiness in your life. With your host, life and business coach, author, entrepreneur, and lover of life, Wayne Sutton. Prepare to become excited, expand your beliefs, and truly prosper in all the areas of your life. Enjoy.
On today's episode, we're going to talk about prosperity and how you earn prosperity. What I mean by that is respecting the steps that lead to growth. So thanks for jumping on another episode of Prosper with Wayne, creating health, wealth, and happiness in your life. Today, we're doing a solo episode, so take notes, give me feedback, comment below, let me know your thoughts. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're following us on Spotify or Apple Podcast, again, thanks for following us there as well. Today, we're going to talk about something that's so important, and that is that true prosperity is never an accident. True prosperity. Now, I'm going to talk about financial prosperity, but it could also go into your health. Like being truly healthy is not by accident. Being truly happy is not an accident. All of it's built through aligned action by respecting the process, honoring the daily disciplines, and maintaining a mindset that attracts opportunity instead of resisting it. So, take notes. Let's dig in deep. Now, everybody wants prosperity, but few are willing to respect the process that leads to it. I work with people every day that say, Wayne, I want to make money. I want to be healthier. I want to be happier. But here's the key. Prosperity isn't a miracle that just leaps into your lap. It's a mindset, and it's backed up by action. So today we're going to dive deep in what it means to respect your path to growth. Okay? So, here's what I want you to focus on. Prosperity is greater than money alone. Respect is, in fact, it kind of reminds me of a story about the Chinese bamboo tree. If you've heard this, I'm sure, and I love it because when you plant the seed and you water it and you tend to it, for a full year, nothing happens. You can water it even going into year 2 and nothing happens. But it's that third year, the fourth year, that you're now really expecting. Many people have even given up on it at that point. It's just not going to grow. But the fifth year, not only does it break ground, but in just 6 weeks, it can grow up to 80 feet tall. Now, the question is, did it grow 80 feet in 6 weeks or in 5 years? The truth is, it grew the entire time. The foundation was being built underground. And that's how prosperity works. You can't rush the process. You respect the watering season, the consistency, because that's where your roots get strong enough to hold the blessing. See, I already have a vision because of what I know my calling is. I have a vision for this podcast. We may only be a few episodes in. I'm building the foundation, but I know I know exactly where the podcast is going. I know the people that I'm going to be reaching. I know the people that we're going to help. And I can respect the watering season. I can respect sitting here doing a solo interview. Now, I've got some great interviews lined up for you guys, but I wanted to be able to speak from the heart here about the watering season, the consistency. This is where the roots grow strong enough to hold the blessing in the future. So most people quit watering their seed right before the breakthrough, though. They stop showing up because they can't see the roots growing. But what if the unseen growth is the most important part of prosperity? What if your watering season is the most important part? Okay? I love this quote by Robert Stevenson. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Let me say that again. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. I work with a lot of people in sales and marketing. And when we look at this, if we have a sale that comes in and we close a deal, sign a contract, there's income, and then, yes, that's a harvest. But what if that sale doesn't go today? What if that sale is actually pushed out a few days? What if the contract has to be renegotiated? What if something has to happen? And then all of a sudden, if you judge the day by the harvest, then you find yourself in discouragement. But if you really look at the seeds, okay, what did we do today? In fact, today, even recording this video for you, and this audio, that's a seed that someone will hear in a few weeks, in a few months, maybe a few years from now. I'm recording this in November 12th of 2025. So ask yourself, when are you hearing it? And the time between November 12th of 2025 and the time you're hearing this, how many more seeds have I planted? How many people have I helped? And the question is, how many have you helped in that period? So don't judge each day by the harvest, but judge it by the seeds. And there's a couple of reasons. Because the seeds are what you're responsible for. If you think about this, every conversation with someone, every prayer, every piece of content is a seed. And I truly believe that God honors consistency, not perfection. I'll say that again. God will honor consistency, not necessarily perfection. See, and many times we have to understand in the testing season, what we feel like we're being tested in our faith, being tested in our business, actually we're being trained. And and this is so important. It's the daily disciplines in our business, our fitness, or faith that compound over time. So even in my activity today, I thought, okay, I have a busy schedule. But there's a moment here. There was a moment I thought, let me go and be productive. Let me take this moment and be productive. So I went for a walk. Okay. Then I spent time this morning in faith. And now I'm spending the rest of the afternoon in business. Okay. It's discipline. So let me give you some actual concrete steps. Okay. Now, as we go into this, as we go into the steps, I want you to look at the mindset first. A mindset of respecting the process. Those who've worked with me on our one-on-one coaching, you've heard me say it's mindset, skill set, effort, and then faith. Let me say that again. The mindset, the skill set, the effort, and then the faith or the favor. I don't truly believe faith or favor comes until you have taken the necessary steps in the mindset, the skill set, and effort. Now, gratitude, I want you to understand this. In fact, go grab pen and paper. Grab pen and paper. And do this. Write this down. Gratitude precedes growth. Gratitude precedes growth. Prosperity flows where appreciation resides. So I want you to understand, you can't curse your current situation and expect the next season to bless you. So prosperity flows where appreciation resides. So if I had an appointment today, for example, I had an appointment that said, hey, we have to reschedule. Great, perfect. So that opened up time on my calendar. Now I can see that as unproductive. Or I can say, well, how can I use this for productivity? How can I use this to follow up with prospects? How can I use this to connect with current clients? How can I turn on this video and make a podcast? Finding gratitude for the moment instead of negativity. And you have to respect the small steps. Okay. The invisible work, I like to call it. Things that you do behind the scenes. That's what I truly believe God magnifies. That means it could be journaling, following up with clients, prayer, morning routines. Again, the invisible work. What do you have to do to bring the next step forward? And then third is probably my favorite, and that's delayed gratification. Delayed gratification builds divine character. Recently I did a video and it said God's delay is not denial, it's development. I want you to hear this. When you have a delay many times, we're saying, if for those of faith, many times we say, well, God, what's happening here? But it's not a denial. A lot of times it's development. When you honor the delay, you strengthen your destiny. If something's not happening now that you want it to be, that's okay. What must I work on? If this project is a certain project that I'm praying about, and preparing for. But when I don't see it come to fruition immediately, I go, okay, then what that does, I don't have the opportunity to serve in this area yet. So what can I do to prepare myself for that? So honor and delay and strengthen your destiny. It goes back, just delayed gratification builds divine character. And then align your actions with your identity. See, prosperity responds to who you are, not what you do once. Every action should confirm your belief that abundance is your default. Live in that place of abundance. So let me give you these 4 points again. I want you to, again, write these down. Prosperity flows where appreciation resides. Number 1. Number 2, respect the small steps. Number 3, delayed gratification builds character. And number 4, align your actions with your identity. So This is going to be very important. Now, on other videos, we're going to talk about, from a spiritual and from a natural place, the principle of seed time and harvest. I'm going to share with you more of the neuroscience of how complaining and negativity sabotages prosperity energy. But for today, I just want to go in and share with you these 4 principles. Now, Jim Rohn, I love Jim Rohn, he said success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. So find those disciplines, the discipline of gratitude, the discipline of faith in action, the discipline of doing the boring things consistently. You'll never respect the result if you don't respect the routine that produced it. And so this is important. Again, there's sometimes very boring work. It's not always exciting. The discipline of doing the boring work consistently will produce results. So I want you to write down one area of your life where you've been impatient with the process. Okay? Maybe it's your business, your relationships, your health. Then ask yourself, what's one seed I can water today? Respect your action, respect your growth, and watch prosperity chase you down. Because prosperity isn't just what you earn, it's who you become in the process. In my private coaching, I really stress this. We're going to have a destination, we're going to have a journey, we're going to have an outcome that we are going to accomplish. But it's not just in accomplishing it, it is who you become in the process. So stay faithful, stay consistent. And remember, you're one act of obedience away from a breakthrough. You're one act of obedience away from a breakthrough. So, I want to ask you to do something. I want you to go back and watch this video again. If you're listening to this audio version, I want you to go back right now. Yes, even now, and go back and listen to the audio again. And I want you to just hear for the second time, maybe even a third time. Sometimes when I go through a training and it's something like, aha, that one point resonated, there's probably 2 or 3 points that needed to come forth. So go back and listen to it again and yet again. Let the clear word, the clear passage, the clear epiphany become even more clear. And then comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. Let me know your area of discipline. Let me know where you respect the process, or where from this point you will respect the process of prosperity. And again, hit the share button. Someone needs to see this. When you click the share button, it's one of the easiest ways to go out there and connect and help other people. Now, for those who have asked, I've had a number of people in the last episode say, Wayne, how can I work with you personally? Go to prosperwithwayne.com. And you obviously put in your name, email address. You'll receive our updates. You can also go to yourpersuasioncoach.com. In Your Persuasion Coach, I teach you how to persuade yourself, others, and then with that, how to go out and impact the world. So I look forward to hearing from you. Make it a wonderful day. Until the next video, next episode, God bless.
Thanks for joining us again at Prosper with Wayne. Be sure to subscribe to us for more exciting, life-changing episodes. Go today, in fact. Go now to prosperwithwayne.com and enter your email for our exclusive newsletter and other resources. God bless and go prosper.